Hi everyone, welcome to Get Ready with me, Louise. And today we're going to do another look using the newest palettes, Urban Decay, the Urban Decay Naked Metal Mania palette. I keep calling it every name under the stars, probably because it has stars on it, and I just don't understand it, but that's neither here nor there. We're talking about the packaging and the fact that this palette is $59. When did it become $59? Like, that part I still can't get over either. Because if I recall correctly, weren't they $49? And I know there's been a price increase, but a $10 price increase? For what? What are we getting here? I don't understand. And there's just so much out on the market. Like, why? Why? I don't understand it. But this is what we're working with. So, first off, packaging. Nice packaging. We'll give it that, right? Inside. First off, I mean, these aren't very big of pans either. Let's be fair. They're not that big. And where does this palette shine the most? I mean, you have a pop of purple. You have a pop of gold. You have a pop of silver. That is like a bronze. You got some pinky, champagne-y shades, and a taupe. To me, the colors, this one here and this one here, I don't even get. The bronze I can see for a bronzy look. I get the purple and the fact of it being like a Metal Mania palette. I don't know. The brush, why? Why are we still doing brushes? Like, let's knock that off, of the price tag. We don't need it. They get lost, whatever. Like, mine are still in the palettes, but honestly, it's because I really don't use the Urban Decay's formula anymore. I think that it is a great formula to start with. Like, one palette. Pick the one that's you're going to like the most and start with it if you're starting out in makeup. But after that, once you start experimenting with other formulas, it's like, yeah, no. Is this a pretty look? Yes. And is this where I think this palette shines? Yes. With its neutral side of it. The colors aren't that poppy. They're not that colorful. You know what I mean? So they're not giving me what I was necessarily wanting. I'm not saying they don't create pretty looks, because they do. But I can go into Natasha Denona Layla palette. I can go into her My Dream palette. It's got purples. We got the that colorful palette. Now, granted, these are all way more expensive palettes. Well, the My Dream, I think that was a MIDI palette. But you get what I'm saying when it comes to colors. Go to ColourPop. You know what I mean? It's like, no, they're not giving us anything. But let's go ahead and get started, because I do generally think that the base of my looks would always start out with these three shades. Well, at least these two shades. And then I would pop one of these pretty metallic shades on it. So the first shade we're going to start out with is Sound Tower. Which is a very, I do think that the mattes in here build to give you a very nice smoky look, if that's what you're going for. And again, I do think that if you're thinking about like heavy metal, I guess you would think smoky looks, dark smoky looks, black. I don't know. I don't really listen to heavy metal. That's not my road I joined, like, it just wasn't my cup of tea. But, I mean, I've had family members that liked it and stuff. And there's some groups that I've definitely, have listened to. But for the most part, it just wasn't what I enjoy in music, And everybody to each their own. And I think that's great. But I don't understand. Well, I think they need to drop this naked thing. Because there's nothing naked about it. Like, have your three palettes, the Naked 2, the Naked 3, and the Naked Reloaded. I wish they'd come back out with the very first Naked. Maybe like I think it would sell out. I do. Why they haven't, I don't know. Because by this point, it's like most people's palettes A are just old, so they're not using them. Or B, people got into the makeup too late. But again, would somebody purchase it? I don't know. I would for nostalgic reasons, and I never actually got the Naked, the very first one, to be honest with you. So I think I would just to, have it and see what all the fuss was about, to try to understand that fuss, because I just don't see it with the formulas that are out on the market now. But I would purchase it, I think. Even at $59, as silly as that sounds. I mean, it can't get much sillier in this palette, okay? I didn't even purchase this on release, okay? So this has been out for quite some time. And I even said I wasn't going to buy it. We're going to go into Studio now, which is the next darker brown. And here I am with it, Because part of me was like, what if? Because, I mean, sometimes brands do surprise you. And it's like, I don't want to miss out on it. However, I also don't like to watch reviews, like I said. But at the same time, nobody's been talking about it, so I thought it must not be that great. Because if nobody's talking about it... But I just don't think anybody got this palette, to be honest. And I don't blame them. Because for $59, I am not going to say get this palette. I'm not. I do think it does create pretty looks. And if you could maybe get it half off, maybe then I would say it. But even then, I don't know. Because it depends on what the price, it just depends, what else is out there that's half off, too. Or decently priced, I don't know. I just did it because I got them all, and I was so worried, because here's the thing. Y'all know I'm not a fan of Too Faced either. Well, I am, but I'm not. But, I actually like their newest launch. Shocker, I know. It's not my favorite, but it is much better than what they had been releasing. And even their Christmas selection, that big palette, it's not bad. For if you're my skin tone. Let me make that very clear. Because I don't think that's going to work for everybody. That big Christmas, that Merry Merry makeup palette. They're little gift sets. I mean, if you're going to break it up, sure, they're cute. But for you to go out and purchase for yourself, I would say no to that also. Now, the Tarte sets, I do... Well, I didn't get the one yet, and I don't know if I will. But I did get the honeysuckle one, and I do like the honeysuckle. I do. I know. But I do. We're going to take that same shade Studio and run it under the lower lash line. Where did I put that mirror? Here it is. I'm using the Tarte Fake Awake in the waterline. And I actually today I pulled out, I've been using the Hourglass palette. Right, the jellyfish one, because that's just more my skin tone. Even though I think the owl packaging is much, much prettier. But I've been using it. But today I pulled out a palette from MAC from Christmas. Oh, I don't even know. Was it last year or the year before? Not really for sure, but it is a blush, a bronzer, and a highlighter. And that's what I'm wearing today. And I actually like it. I know it's not available anymore, but I'm trying to get a feel for these Christmas edition things so that I can see what my purchases may look like here coming up. Because, I'm trying not to be that big of a fool. We all know I'm going to be, though. But I'm going to try my best to purchase stuff that, I'm going to enjoy for the most part. Granted, if I don't, I am more than happy to pass stuff along. I mean, like right now, it looks really nice. It's blending well. It's building well. All right, now here's where it gets tricky. We're going to go into Road Crew, which is that dark brown right here, but it is almost, I mean, like a black brown. Like it is dark, okay? You can kind of see it on the tip. Wonder, no, well, is there anything even left on it? Maybe. You can see how dark, I mean, that's just me using up what was left, okay? But let me say that if you're going to go into these shades, go in, I think I dipped twice, because it does matter. When you're looking at people doing their makeup, like, because it's so highly edited, it never, if you go by their steps, it doesn't look like what they do. But I usually, just so you know, I dip in once. Okay, so it's once now. But I did dip in, this brush was really, it was clean. So I did dip in twice the very first time. After that, I did only dip in once. But I think that I went in twice. Just so you know, if you're trying to get this level of darkness. And I went in with such a light hand, like I am barely touching my eye. Because I am not a makeup artist, okay? And colors this dark scare me to death. Even these ones. Even though it blends really nicely, I just... The more pigment you get, the harder it is to control. So I always try to go in with a very, very, very light hand. And then I can always add more. And that really goes with everything. I learned it the hard way. I'll admit it. I will. Because, I mean, I wasn't always into makeup. I won't lie. I was one of them people that was just like, what is the point? Well, I was into makeup as in like drugstore, you know, cheaper alternatives, because it was like, what was the point? I didn't think there would be a difference, but sometimes there is. Sometimes there's not, but sometimes there is. And after playing with different formulas, you know, and even though I would say ColourPop is still one of my very favorite formulas to play with, I still like, you know, Natasha Denona's formula. I still like Pat McGrath's formula. Like, I still like other formulas. You just have to kind of play with them and see what formula fits you best. What formula do you like to play with? Okay, I'm going back in again. I just, real quick, we're just going to keep darkening up this outer portion here. And again, tools matter. I'm not going to pretend like they don't either. And I am using my refer brushes. I think the first thing, if I had to suggest to somebody, I would suggest putting money into probably skincare, because that's going to determine everything, right? But again, you don't have to do high-end skincare either. The Ordinary, Inky List, all of them. But if I had to pick a skincare brand that if I had to just go, I think it would be Glow Recipe for the whole, like, shebang. Like, I love their packaging. I love the experience. It works for my skin type of thing. Like, everything. I really like Glow Recipe. But I have tried, you know, a lot. And they do work. You gotta, but with skincare, it's more of a consistent type of thing. I'm going back into studio. You know, you do have to be consistent with it so that it works. That's the problem. It's like with everything. You do have to be consistent. And if you're not, then, you know, I wouldn't say it's worth your money. Because I have a lot of tools that I purchased thinking, oh, I'm going to do it. And I didn't. And I kind of thought I would. And I might still. Because I have been thinking about it again. Like getting out the LED mask or whatever that was. The anti-aging mask thingy. The red light and blue light thing. I do use my Foreo when I wash my face. I do use it still. And of course that was going to happen. Okay, so now we're going to go into that taupey shade that I was talking about in the first video. It's called Scene. And this shade here is really pretty. Do you have this shade already in your collection? Probably. And I'm not spraying it. I'm not doing anything like that with it. But it does look nice on the lid. It's not like creating more texture or anything like that. It's laying lovely. But I can tell you now I have all these shades already in my collection. Maybe not by Urban Decay themselves, but just, you know, I can tell you now I can create this look with ColourPop. That's taupe. But you can see how pretty it is nonetheless. Like, that's a pretty look. It is what it is, you know. Now we're going to go into that silver shade that I use, the Spike Stud. And again, I do think this would be beautiful on the lid, just smack it on your lid. But I'm going to use it as an inner corner today, as I did in the last video, because I don't really have any options. It's either this or I could use that first shade, Double Kick, but it's like a satin, and I think it would look really good on like above the brow and stuff, but I don't know about inner corner. I don't know if it'd brighten it up enough for me. And like I said, I got the Tarte Fake Awake in the waterline. And now we're going to line. I'm going to take that same dark brown again and line the lash line, top and bottom, with the Road Crew. And then I'll blend it out on the bottom lash line, of course. But and I'm trying to really get it up against that lash line. And I do think this look would have looked good with brown mascara or black. I chose black today. But I was trying to figure out what mascara I wanted to use today. And I am glad I picked what I chose, but let me tell you, I found a mascara today that I forgot about. And I think I might have to get it again because it's a brown, and I think I liked it, if they still make it. Because you know I'm on the hunt for the best brown mascara. But I don't think, I like one. I like the Too Faced Better Than Sex, the chocolate one. I do like it a lot. But I don't think it's like my favorite. And I like the YSL brown mascara as far as the way it looks on my eyes, but it doesn't give me the brown that I'm looking for. Where the chocolate one gives me the brown I'm looking for, but it doesn't perform like the YSL one. like the YSL Lash Clash. It's one of my faves. Alright, I think I got the lash line lined. Alright, let's blend it out now. We'll blend it back out with the Studio shade. But I do think that, like I said, this palette does shine when it comes to this particular look. It does really, really good. But it's just a neutral look. So it's like, you can kind of get that with any neutral palette. You know, and when you go to purchase a palette, you want it to bring something new, you know, to what you already have. And I lost my mascara, y'all. Why? I don't know, but I did. It fell, and I wasn't paying attention to where it fell. Alright, well, we will figure that out in a minute. Let me curl the lashes. I know I curled the lashes even. Who am I? I went all out. I'm using the Surratt eyelash curler. Okay. And then for the top lashes, I use my Rare Beauty. Oh, I found it. Okay. My Rare Beauty for the top. I just found the bottom lash, the bottom mascara now, so. And I do like this mascara, I really do. And I think it's at a decent price point. I think all Rare Beauty products are. And of course this is just a little travel or sample size of it. But I do like the way it makes my lashes look. And so far it hasn't transferred or flaked. Which is great. I'm trying to get my little baby lashes there. They're growing. That serum's working a little bit. Alright. And then for the bottom lashes, so I think it does pretty good. For the bottom lashes, I may get a full size of the Rare Beauty. I haven't decided yet. We're going to use the Lancome for the bottom though. Alright, and that is it for this look. So, my thoughts are, you don't need this palette. If you see it at a Marshall or something like that, and it's at least 50% off, maybe take a look at it. But paying full price for it, absolutely not. Is it good? Yes. Is there better? Yes. Is there better at that price point? Yes. Is there better than at a lesser price point than that? Yes. So with that said, I have to say no, because there's something better than that, as in ColourPop, and it isn't really giving you anything new to your collection. Why would you pay that kind of money for it? You wouldn't, unless you're a fool like me, in which I wouldn't. You know, I just wouldn't. Do as I say, not as I do. If I could live by my own advice, oh my goodness, I'd probably be a lot further than where I am. You know what I mean? But that's with everything in life, you know. If you took your life and put it into somebody else, and you're looking at it and you're like, oh, I would do this or I would do that, then why didn't you? You know what I mean? That's kind of how I'm looking at life now. It's like, would you tell your friend to do this or that? No, you wouldn't. So why are you? But that is all I have for you today. As far as foundation, I pulled out my Uma Sharon C Beauty, or Uma by Sharon C. Yeah, this one. I'm wearing this one. Love this foundation. And I am wearing the MAC. Where did I put that? This thing. This is what I'm wearing today. It was a Christmas thingy, but inside is what it looks like. So that's the bronzer, the blush, and the highlighter, and I'm wearing it all today, and I actually like this. It's not bad. I don't have any other MAC bronzers or highlighters. I do have a blush by them, but that's kind of it, unless it's in a palette or something. And that's it, right? Oh, powder. What did I set with? Oh, Hourglass. Yeah, y'all. So I set with this right here. What is that called? Finishing powder in Soft Light. I decided just to use that to set like under eyes and everything, and it really don't look that bad, to be fair. And I just set the whole face with it, to be honest. But it's a finishing powder. You're supposed to do it afterwards, but whoops. Hey, there's no rules. There's just theories in makeup, so I can do what I want. Whether it looks good or not, I don't know. It's alright. Lipstick is this little sample thingy by, I guess it's Armani, wouldn't it be? I think that says 524. Just a little sample. But it's a pretty color. Kind of reminds me of fall. But that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped in some way. Even if it's just me saying, you don't need this. You really don't. But if you have it and you're like, what am I going to do with this? Go for neutral looks. You're going to find the best looks out of these neutral looks, because I think this look looks really pretty. But at the same time, I can clearly say I can get this out of a ColourPop palette. I can get this out of a Natasha Denona palette. I can get this look from a Pat McGrath palette. I did not need this palette. This did not bring anything new to my collection. Did it bring anything new to really the Urban Decay collection? Not really. I mean, yeah, there's some pops of colors, but that gold, you can get it in the honey palette almost. No, it's not as bright, but pretty much. All the neutral shades you can get out of the Naked palettes for sure, because hello, they're naked for a reason. You know, the purple, the ultraviolet, if you have it, maybe. I don't know. I just feel like it's a not needed thing. But let me know. Let me know what you think about it. I'm well aware I was a fool on it, so there's no need to, you know, go there. But did you get it thinking maybe it would be something different? Let me know, because that was where I was going with it. And I do apologize if this video is so long for such a simple look, but I ramble. We all know this too. But that's all I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, hit all. That way you're notified when I upload. I upload every day but Sunday. And I will see you in my next one. Until then, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye.